Hello, and welcome back to the English podcast, where you get your weekly cup of English. I'm your host, Jimmy, and today we're talking about something absolutely essential for mastering the English language: speaking. If you've been studying English for a while, but feel like your fluency isn't quite where you want it to be, don't worry. You're not alone. Many learners feel the same way. In fact, studies suggest that around 50% of English learners struggle with fluency because they don't get enough speaking practice. One of the biggest reasons is that they think they need a speaking partner or a tutor to improve. And while that can be helpful, it's not always necessary. Today, I'm going to share 5 powerful tips that will help you practice speaking English on your own, no partner required. So if you're ready to break through that fluency barrier, let's dive in. All right, so why is speaking so important when learning English? Well, it's pretty simple. When you learn a language, you can focus on grammar, vocabulary, listening, and reading. But if you're not speaking, you're missing out on the most active part of the language learning process. Speaking is where you put all that knowledge into action. It helps you form sentences, improves your pronunciation, and builds confidence. The more you speak, the more natural it feels. Many learners focus so much on reading and writing that they forget to actually speak the language. This can be a huge setback because when you finally do get a chance to speak, you might feel nervous, unsure of your pronunciation, or even unable to think of the right words. So, how do we overcome this? Let's look at 5 simple yet powerful ways you can practice speaking on your own. Tip 1. Narrate your day. The first tip I have for you is one of the simplest and most effective methods: narrating your day in English. Now, I know this might sound a bit awkward at first, but trust me, it works. The idea is to describe what you're doing out loud, as if you're explaining it to someone else. You don't need a partner, and you can do this anywhere. While you're cooking, cleaning, commuting, or even walking around town. For example, say something like, "I'm making breakfast now. I'm boiling water for my tea and getting the bread ready for the toaster." This is great because it forces you to actively think in English and practice sentence formation. You're putting real-life vocabulary into context, and the more you do it, the more comfortable you become with speaking naturally. Try to narrate your activities throughout the day, and you'll find that speaking in English feels more fluid over time. Tip 2. Use language apps for speaking practice. Now, the second tip involves using technology to your advantage. There are a lot of great language apps out there that focus on speaking practice, and they're especially helpful if you don't have a partner. Some of the best apps come with speech recognition technology, meaning you can speak into your phone or computer and it will give you feedback on your pronunciation. Apps like Duolingo, Rosetta Stone, or HelloTalk can help you improve your speaking without the need for another person. You're essentially using the app as your speaking partner. While it's not quite the same as talking to a real person, the immediate feedback on your pronunciation is invaluable. And the best part? You can use these apps anytime, anywhere. It's a great way to fit speaking practice into your daily routine. Tip 3. Shadowing technique. All right. Let's move on to one of my favorite techniques, Shadowing. Shadowing is an incredibly powerful way to improve your speaking fluency. So, what exactly is shadowing? The idea is simple. You listen to a native speaker, and then you repeat exactly what they're saying at the same time they're saying it. You're not waiting for them to finish. You're mimicking their speech in real time. This method helps you improve your pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. When you shadow a native speaker, you're not just practicing vocabulary or grammar. You're training your mouth to move in the same way that native speakers do. You're also getting used to the natural speed of conversation. For example, you could listen to a podcast or a YouTube video where people are speaking English and shadow along with them. At first it may feel a bit tricky, but with time, your speaking will become much smoother and more natural. If you're looking to practice shadowing, I've got something special for you. Check out my shadowing playlist on YouTube, where you can follow along with real English conversations and improve your fluency. It's an incredible way to practice speaking on your own. Tip 4. Shadowing music. Now, let's talk about a super fun way to practice speaking. Shadowing music. This is one of the most enjoyable methods you can use, and it works wonders for your pronunciation and fluency. When you sing along to songs in English, you're essentially shadowing the singer. Music naturally helps you practice the rhythm and intonation of the language. Plus, many songs use informal speech, contractions, and even slang, so you're getting exposed to real, everyday English. If you enjoy music, this is a fantastic way to practice without feeling like you're doing a language exercise. It's also a great way to improve your listening skills, as you have to really pay attention to the lyrics to sing along. On my YouTube channel, I've created a music shadowing playlist with songs specifically selected to help you improve your English through music. So, head over there after this episode and start practicing. Tip 5. Read aloud and record yourself. Finally, let's talk about the last tip. And this one's a game changer. Reading out loud and recording yourself. Here's how it works. Take any book, magazine, or article and read it aloud. While you're reading, record yourself on your phone or computer. Once you've finished, play the recording back and listen carefully. What you're doing here is checking for things like pronunciation, intonation, and how smoothly you speak. When you listen to yourself, you can pinpoint areas where you need improvement and make adjustments. It's a great way to track your progress and get used to hearing yourself speak in English. You can do this daily with different materials, and I promise you'll notice a big difference in how confident you feel when speaking. The beauty of this method is that you don't need a partner or tutor, just your voice and a recording device. And because you can listen back to your recordings, you'll be able to spot mistakes you might not notice when speaking in the moment. Over time, this self-awareness will lead to massive improvements in your fluency. Conclusion. So, there you have it. 5 powerful ways to practice speaking English on your own. No partner needed. Speaking is absolutely essential to fluency, and the more you practice, the more natural it will become. Whether you're narrating your day, using language apps, shadowing conversations, singing along to music, or recording yourself reading aloud, these techniques will help you reach your goals. Remember, speaking English is a skill that you can develop with consistent practice, even if you don't have a partner to practice with. Don't let that be an excuse. And don't forget to check out my shadowing playlist and music shadowing playlist on my YouTube channel, Speaking Practice with Jimmy. These resources are designed to help you practice speaking and pronunciation in a fun and engaging way. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Keep practicing, stay dedicated, and I'll see you next week on the English Podcast, your weekly cup of English.